Hi everyone, it's Giselle here with a message about unconditional love. Um, I felt very strongly guided to do this because there's been a lot of stuff lately that's triggered this needing to come out in readings, in dealings I've had with people. People, even though have the best of intentions and on the spiritual plane do have this really strong bond and this real unconditional love. Practicing this on the physical seems to be so much more difficult because, especially when I tune in and I feel the energy surrounding the situation, and also from what people have told me, they're saying stuff like, yes, I want to be kind, but I also need to tell him that he's being, and then they insert whatever swear word they want to give to their beloved. And it's like, okay, you really need to practice what you preach. You can't just be unconditional on the 5D and then on the 3D, curse them out for being a bit of a pain in the backside. I mean, true unconditional love holds no expectations, holds no conditions. I mean, that's what it is. You have to be able to give your love freely without expecting it back. And yes, it would be absolutely wonderful and lovely to have it given back to you. Of course it would. You're only human. I mean, I'm not delusional. I know that it would be absolutely wonderful to have this open communication and display of love coming back to you. But unless you are willing to put your heart out there, put yourself on the line, and not care whether you get a response if you send a message, not care if the love is reciprocated when you give it freely out. You have to be able to give without that need to want to receive. I know it's only human and it's only to be expected that you should, want something back, but until you can really give without expectation, it isn't unconditional. And so I'm just urging you, for people who I've read for who have said, yes, I'm willing to hold on, I'm willing to keep the faith. That's, of course, that's beautiful, and I commend you for being so strong. But then when they do say things or do things that trigger negativity within you, try to resist that. Not just physically saying things, but you need to get yourself to that place within yourself where you can resist getting angry. You may not physically say anything to them at all, but if in your heart you are actually saying, hold on, you're being whatever you want to say, you need to get yourself out of that, and you need to get yourself into a place of true Zen, calmness, unconditional love where nothing can faze you. And yes, it's hard, and yes, it's going to be very tricky. But once you get yourself to that place, then you're not restricted, and you can expect everything to come to you freely and easily. Be in a place of openness, but don't place any restriction on either of you. Allow whatever comes to happen. If that's positive, then wonderful. If it's negative, it's just an indication of more lessons to be learned. And there's a difference between being unconditionally loving and being a doormat. You can assert your worth without the need for anger, lashing out, being verbally abusive, being emotionally abusive. You know, find that balance. Find the strength and the balance between, because there is a fine line between being a doormat and displaying unconditional love. Get yourself to the right place where you can openly express this without them then thinking that you could be taken for granted. And being unconditionally loving as well is allowing your vulnerability to show as well as your strength. Some people just have too much of a one-sided approach where they're either too cold and distant and think, oh well, I could only give so much love, and if this person does something to disrespect me, I'm out. I can get someone within half an hour. That's not, I mean, that's loving yourself a lot and being quite narcissistic. But if you want to be able to give unconditionally, you need to have this openness for the other person. I hope this has made sense to you. I'm hoping that I didn't just say stuff that doesn't resonate or doesn't connect. So if you were guided to this video, then I feel I put the intent out there to help you with this information. Yeah. It's a process, you know. Loving unconditionally doesn't just happen overnight. Because this world is so full of condition, it's so full of, I love you only if, you know, and find that balance within also to not allow yourself to be treated poorly or taken for granted. Respect yourself enough so that you can show that unconditional love easily and comfortably. I hope this has helped you. And if you want to come to me for a reading, all my details are below. Thank you so much for listening. Namaste.